Gain-of-function research is a type of scientific experiment that allows a scientist to change an organism like a virus or bacteria to make it stronger or give it new abilities. And when scientists modify certain viruses, it's very dangerous because it is possible for that new virus to leak out to the general public. And that's what many people believe happened to our most recent epidemic. And so luckily we are no longer supplying funding to Wuhan in China that was working on the COVID variants, but we did for years. And what we're finding out now is that one of the projects called the Global Virome Project aimed to collect nearly every known virus in the world with the potential to infect humans, and this number was thought to be 500,000 or more. Not only that, but China's biggest genome sequencing company was thought to be a collaborator on the project, and guess what? They're tied to the Chinese military. So yes, we literally backed experiments that could be used as a biological weapon by the Chinese military, and no one talks about that. If you talked about that subject years ago, and even today, you'd get banned off of every social media platform, and that's why you don't hear me saying the word VACCINE. We have to use the word jabs because YouTube used their ad suitability guidelines as a slick way to prevent speech, because a lot of creators use YouTube as their main job, so they don't want to make videos that don't have ads on it. It's a way for YouTube to limit the First Amendment by also arguing on their end that they aren't restricting the First Amendment because they allow the video to be on the platform, but prevent videos like these from being made because you can't get paid. Fast forward to present day 2024, we still have liberals in this country that are so brainwashed in this country that they still wear the surgical masks that don't even help. I mean, the funniest thing I've heard is that you can still smell people's farts with those masks, so if that isn't proof that they are useless, I don't know what is. But we have people like Reid that are fear-mongering, saying if we have another epidemic, we are in danger because Donald Trump is in office. Take a listen.
Well, they will. I mean, I think it will continue. I think you can assume that Donald Trump is still going to Donald Trump. And the question becomes, when the bad things happen, will he simply be able, because he is, we talked about this off camera, he is the news to a lot of the people who support him. Not all, some of the people who supported him voted on economic stuff. They'll be disappointed. But his base, they only believe what he says. Let me just put something up, because there's this map of democracies. And sadly, we are no longer seen as a sort of thriving democracy. We're sort of a bit on decline. And if you do this map and put Belarus, North Korea, Russia, Venezuela, and that sort of hybrids, El Salvador, Georgia, Pakistan, Turkey, flawed democracies, Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, India, Italy. You put up these countries. The United States used to be seen as like the strongest democracy. I'll tell you what I fear. I fear another pandemic, that bird flu gets out of control, and now in charge of it are people who are not honest, who are not willing to be honest, and who don't want the blame. And then what will they do with the idea of another influenza with RFK Jr. and Donald Trump?
These are the most privileged people in America telling you that Trump and all the MAGA Republicans lied about the epidemic. The prevention of the dissemination of information was the biggest scam in America because they forced the general public to keep a non-scientific 6 feet from each other, mask up, and close businesses that restricted your right to free capitalism. So they used strategies like a virus spread to their political advantage and as an excuse to limit your rights, to make it seem like the Republicans are the liars, or they are heartless, or whatever. And that was one of the biggest lies of the 2020 Biden campaign. Trump has blood on his hands. Yet when Biden took office, there were more COVID deaths under him. But we didn't use that as a 2024 campaign talking point because those deaths were barely preventable, and we don't like to scam people.